What makes Mount Rushmore so unique? Have you ever looked at Mount Rushmore and wondered if it was truly crafted by human hands? The way those faces emerge from the cliffside almost makes it seem like nature itself played sculptor. Yet behind this iconic monument lies an incredible story of vision, ingenuity, and sheer determination. Mount Rushmore isn't just a massive sculpture. It's a testament to engineering genius. Crafted not by seasoned artists but by gold miners armed with jackhammers and dynamite, it stands as one of the most ambitious projects in American history. So how did they pull it off, and why does Mount Rushmore exist in the first place? To understand this, we need to travel back to the roaring 1920s. A vision for the ages. In the early 1920s, South Dakota was a fledgling state, struggling to make its mark. It lacked the grandeur and allure that would draw tourists. Enter Doane Robinson, the state historian. Robinson had heard of a new monument being carved into the mountains of Georgia and thought, why not create something even bigger in South Dakota? Robinson reached out to famed sculptor Gutzon Borglum, a man known for his grand ambitions. At first, the plan was to carve figures from the Wild West, heroes like Buffalo Bill. But Borglum had a different vision, a monument that celebrated not just regional pride but national identity. He proposed carving the faces of U.S. presidents to symbolize the birth, growth, development, and preservation of the nation. In 1925, Borglum toured South Dakota and found the perfect canvas, Mount Rushmore, a 500-foot-tall cliff of fine-grained granite. It was tough, durable, and destined to become a part of history. But dreaming up the project was the easy part. Now, Borglum had to figure out how to make it happen. Building a city on a cliff. In 1927, Mount Rushmore was an untouched wilderness. There were no roads, no power lines, and no way to even climb the mountain. Borglum's first task was to build infrastructure from scratch. A road was constructed to bring in workers and supplies, and soon a small village sprang up at the mountain's base. The village had everything: a blacksmith shop, tool sheds, and even housing for the workers. To reach the top of the mountain, a staircase was built, alongside a cable car system to transport tools and materials. At the mountain's summit, a winch house allowed workers to dangle from harnesses as they began the daunting task of carving 60-foot faces into solid rock. The first face, George Washington. The process began with George Washington, chosen to represent the founding of the United States. Using dynamite, workers blasted away massive chunks of rock to create a rough outline of his face. From there, they used jackhammers to chisel the details. But working with 30-kilogram jackhammers on the side of a cliff wasn't easy. These tools were powered by compressed air supplied by 3 massive compressors at the base of the mountain. The air traveled 2,000 feet up the mountain through pipes, allowing up to 16 jackhammers to run simultaneously. Guiding the jackhammers was another challenge. With no sculpting experience, how did the miners know where to drill? Borglum turned to an ancient Greek invention called the pointing machine. Turning a model into a monument. The pointing machine was a simple yet brilliant tool used by the Greeks to replicate sculptures. Borglum adapted it to his needs, creating a giant version of the device that could scale up measurements from his 5-foot clay model to the 60-foot mountain. The machine used a weighted arm to measure angles, horizontal distances, and vertical depths. By multiplying these measurements by 12, workers could accurately mark thousands of points on the mountain's surface. These marks told them exactly where and how deep to drill. To carve fine details, they used a technique called honeycombing. Workers drilled closely spaced holes, then hammered out the rock between them. This method allowed them to carve intricate features like eyes and lips with precision. The eyes that shine. One of the most remarkable details on Mount Rushmore is the eyes. To make them appear lifelike, Borglum devised a clever optical trick. He instructed workers to carve a deep hole for each pupil, ensuring it remained in shadow. Then, a small square of uncut stone was left at the center to reflect light. From a distance, this gave the eyes a shimmering, almost alive appearance. why it was never finished. After 14 years of work, Mount Rushmore was left incomplete. The original plan called for full-body carvings and a grand hall of records behind the heads. But as World War II loomed, funding and attention shifted elsewhere. When Borglum passed away in 1941, the project came to a halt. Even unfinished, Mount Rushmore achieved its goal. It transformed South Dakota into a tourist destination and became an enduring symbol of American ingenuity and perseverance. What do you think? Mount Rushmore stands as more than just a sculpture. It's a monument to human ambition and creativity. What do you think about this incredible feat of engineering? If you enjoyed this journey through history, do subscribe and like the video for more amazing videos. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.